So if you didn't have a chance yet, make sure you answer the question, what is the requirement to run for president or Congress? Enter that into the Canvas chat. While we're waiting for everybody to do that, today, of course, it's the first day of the review and test week. So you have time to work on the Units 3 and 4 study guide, picking 15 items from each unit to define in your own words. And then we'll break partially through just to play the legislative branch game. And then you can continue to work on the study guide or the slideshow, which is a project grade that will help you review for the test. You can see each of these at the module at the top. Government 3 and 4 review test. And the study guide, it looks a little bit different than the previous time. So you don't have to copy and paste, you just pick which one that you'd like to define. Let's say you pick amendment number 22. So you click over here on the right-hand side, just put a number 1 because that's the first one you're defining. And you would write, this is the amendment that stops the president from holding office more than twice. And let's say you then go down to Attorney General and you click in the box there and you'll put a number 2 saying that this is the government's chief law enforcement officer. So just make sure you number each of those. So there's all the Unit 3 terms, there's all the Unit 4 terms. Each of them you only need to pick 15 to define on the right-hand side. And then the review games, they're all posted here. We'll go ahead and do a group review, but any of these you can always try on your own. There's both moderate and difficult levels of each of the branches that we studied in these 2 units. And then the slideshow, if you haven't already had a chance to look at that, is extremely similar to what we did before. Make sure you make yourself a copy, and you can see there's a title page where you put in your own name. Make sure that you delete this here, the instructions. Some people did not do that. Make sure you delete the instructions. Just like here, make sure you delete these instructions. Some people left them on there. And you'll put 5 points in about the president and the picture on the right, and the same for the vice president, the cabinet, the bureaucracy, and then the other branch, Congress, the House, the Senate, the PA General Assembly, and other legislatures. When you do the slide for Congress, this should only be stuff that applies to Congress as a whole, because there's a separate slide for things that just apply to the House and just to the Senate. So going back to the chat here. Yes, U.S. presidential candidates must be 35 years of age and a citizen for 14 years. And members of Congress, of course, both the House and Senate, they have to be at least naturalized citizens, so they can be people that came here and then got sworn in as a citizen. And then they must live in the United States 7 and 9 years, respectively, House and Senate. And then they must be 25 and 30 years of age, respectively, House and Senate. The other requirement, the fourth one for the House and Senate, is they must be an inhabitant of the state from which they are elected. So both members of the House and Senate, if they get elected from Ohio, they have to live in Ohio. Now the House in particular, the state can go further to say that they must live in their district, but it actually doesn't say that in the Constitution. So take the time, about 25 minutes or so, to begin working on the study guide, and then we'll play a review game together on the legislative branch. And then you can continue to work on the study guide after that, or you can work on the slideshow.